Bryant has been in business since 1940, one of the few family-owned and operated HVAC companies in the area. We'll go to a house now and they'll say, well, you worked at my grandmother's furnace 40 years ago. You know we've earned their trust. It makes me feel good.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Since 1970, Cedar Lake has sought to enrich the lives of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. From neighborhood communities with support staff, day training services, and live-in care, individuals receive a life of unconditional love and abundant possibilities at Cedar Lake.
I am Cedar Lake.
I am Cedar Lake.
I am Cedar Lake.
I am Cedar Lake.
We are Cedar Lake.
Always informed, always on time. Start your day with WLKY Morning News.
Connecting you to what matters. From breaking news overnight to what's happening now in your hometown.
Alerting you first to impact weather, keeping you safe the whole day with my accurate forecast.
Avoid morning delays with live traffic updates, keeping you on time in real time. Trusted information.
Instant alerts.
Coverage you can count on.
That's live, local, late breaking with WLKY Morning News.
Cruising is alive and well.
It's illegal to modify the suspension on a vehicle.
Modesto Police patrol McHenry Avenue.
A lowrider is making a statement.
The car does embody resistance.
At the state capitol, a proposal to repeal a ban on lowrider cruising.
We believe that cruising is not a crime.
Could you call it systemic racism? Yes.
Our own gente went to fight for our rights. They stood up then, we're going to stand up now.
Only on Very Local.
Now on WLKY, this is breaking news.
We start this morning with stunning new video from that deadly UPS plane crash. Take a look. This is from a dash camera. You can see that plane coming in frame from the left, low to the ground before hitting a building and bursting into flames. People then running for their lives. Meantime, this morning we are also getting our first look at the scene of that deadly crash. Kentucky leaders toured the site on Wednesday, describing it as catastrophic. We now know 12 people are dead, including a child, with more still unaccounted for. UPS says Worldport operations resumed overnight with the goal of being back to normal this morning. And now our live team coverage continues with the latest developments and the aftermath of this crash. Carrie Grace live again for us this morning at the airport.
Hey, Alex, good morning. Yeah, it's been really busy at the airport this morning. I'm in departures again today. We've seen a lot of folks getting dropped off. Fewer cancellations, fewer delays. UPS Worldport getting back to normal. Seen a lot of UPS planes taking off this morning as well. Now, overnight, the airport reopened the east runway. 2 out of 3 of the runways are back open. Also, that black box has been recovered from the plane crash. It has already been sent to D.C. for analysis. Investigators continue to work and go through the wreckage to figure out exactly what caused this deadly crash. Now, our Sam Carter, he's live for us this morning with the latest on that investigation. Sam.
Yeah, here at Grade Lane, where the road is still shut to everybody but officials, NTSB, and some waste management employees. But it's those officials we've seen come and go all day from NTSB. Since about 5 o'clock this morning, emergency response vehicles have come to and from, because this is a key time for that NTSB investigation. Now, key discoveries were made during day 1 yesterday. As Carrie said, that black box was recovered, and NTSB will be combing through video of the crash. They'll be combing through maintenance records, all to get an understanding of what happened. Now, this investigation is being led by Todd Inman, who told us that this may help future events like this never occur.
We don't know until it gets to Washington, D.C. I will tell you that they're manufactured to a very specific standard. Luckily, they were not in a post-impact fire for multiple days or on the bottom of the ocean. So while the fire may have been intense, it is built to withstand that. And once we get them to DC and we can open them up and take these steps, and sometimes we have to take multiple steps. Now, it will be multiple, or at least several days before we have a readout of those.
Now, Inman there was speaking about the black box, giving details about what the process is to pull that key information that will be vital to finding out what actually happened to this cargo plane. We'll have more in the next half hour. Until then, Sam Carter, WLKY News.
Yes, Sam, a large debris field and a lot of debris for them to comb through, which is going to take a while. Now, back here at the airport, our Blakely McHugh is inside talking again today to passengers. Blakely, what does it feel like today versus this time yesterday?
I mean, I have to tell you, Carrie, I didn't realize how quiet it was at the airport yesterday until I got back here today. There is much more noise simply because there's a lot more people, but also because the planes are once again taking off. We know all of them were grounded Tuesday night. Many of them canceled into Wednesday morning. We saw a lot of people getting here, though, later Wednesday morning to get on those flights that were either canceled the night before, delayed, and rescheduled. This is what things are looking like right now. Much calmer than when we were here earlier around the 5-6 a.m. time. We actually saw these lines going all the way through for American people waiting to get on their flights early this morning. If you take a look over at the security screening line, there are people completely filling those lines. Again, a sight that we did not see yesterday. And a big one is that all of the flights, almost all of them, I should say, because we've maybe seen one delayed this morning, the rest on time. A huge change from what we saw yesterday when a majority of the flights were either canceled or significantly delayed. And like you said, Carrie, we have been talking to people today and yesterday. A lot of people concerned about what they were coming to when they came to the airport yesterday.
My mind, when I woke up this morning, was like, am I going to be able to get there in time to get to work? Am I going to have to fly to a different airport? Just a little nerve-wracking, but, you know, overall, it was a smooth flight to get here.
So in total, 21 flights were canceled Tuesday night. 16 flights were canceled on Wednesday. Right now, there is still one runway that is not open, but 2 of the 3 are being used and used well because traffic is flowing. All of those flights, again, on time. So they are returning to some normalcy. And speaking of normalcy, UPS Worldport has been shut down Tuesday night and Wednesday. They had no flights going in and out of UPS Worldport until last night. And we have been seeing those flights take off this morning. So it certainly is a welcome sound to hear those flights once again up and running. Carrie.
Blakely, thank you. And 12 people have now been confirmed dead in that UPS plane crash, including a child. To honor those victims, Teamsters Local 89, which represents transportation and warehouse workers, hosting a vigil tonight at 5. It's at the Reunion Hall on Taylor Boulevard, and all members of the community are encouraged to attend. Now, at last check, 2 patients are still in critical condition at the hospital. They are among the 15 who were initially treated at several U of L health facilities.
We've seen burns, obviously, based upon the fire, and we've seen those from being very severe to minor. We've seen blast injuries from the explosion itself. We've also seen some shrapnel injuries where flying pieces of debris have hit either bystanders or people in relatively close proximity to the accident when it occurred. So really a gamut of that, as well as conditions that were exacerbated from the smoke and all of the other things that came into the hospital that were treated.
And we are told 13 patients have been released at this time, but still there are families who are waiting on information because we know there are still people unaccounted for. Right now, we want to give you a live look from WLKY News Chopper, which is flying over that debris field. NTSB investigators should be on the ground again this morning, just combing through that large debris field. We are told it's anywhere from half a mile to 3/4 of a mile. It hit several businesses when that plane went down. It's horrific to see, really. And Governor Beshear and Mayor Greenberg also got to tour the area yesterday and really had a hard time even putting it into words. We're going to hear more from officials around 10 o'clock this morning, but for now, we're going to go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Carrie, thank you. And also this morning, we're learning more about that plane involved in the crash. The Wall Street Journal is reporting the MD-11 plane was grounded in Texas in September and needed a permanent repair to its fuel tank, citing flight records. We looked up records on FlightAware, which show the plane flew to San Antonio on September 3rd. There was not another recorded flight until October 18th from San Antonio to Louisville. FlightAware shows it then flew almost every day after that. 9:07 this morning, we are talking about weather. Today looking pretty good, a little chilly out there, but we are looking ahead to impact weather as well.
We're going to talk rain, maybe even a few storms tomorrow and even a little bit later in the weekend. Temperatures turning sharply colder. Could see a few flakes fly. It's kind of getting to that time of year, but let's enjoy some sunshine today. Beautiful blue skies. It's been a chillier start to the morning, but after lows that for many dipped into the 30s, we're starting to come up through the 40s. Lower to middle 40s are the rule, from 43 in Sellersburg, 48 a little warmer in Fort Knox and E-Town, and mid-40s at both airports in the metro. We're going to take that 46 right now and go to highs into the 60s in your 12-hour forecast. We'll top out near 63 today, which is very close to normal for the time of year, and then we'll fall quickly into the 50s. We'll grab the jackets for our evening plans down to 51 by 9 o'clock. Tomorrow a little milder at 67, but we watch some scattered showers. Those are the main impacts across our area, but if you live near and south of the Bluegrass Parkway, we'll watch for a few storms. We keep it at 67 on Saturday. It's a drier day, but a bigger push and surge of colder air is coming for Sunday. I'll have much more on that. It's in just a few minutes away in your 7-day forecast. Alex.
Matt, thank you. Still ahead, the crash had a ripple effect as the UPS plane slammed into two businesses south of the airport. We hear from workers who barely made it out.
At Bryant Heating and Cooling, our family business is your home comfort. We're here 365 days a year. We never charge overtime, no hidden fees, and we're always here when you need us. Call us this morning. We'll be there today. Bryant Heating and Cooling.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Tight on time and need a convenient dinner? Then it's time to think outside the box with Home Chef. Our easy prep, no mess, oven-ready meals take the hard work out of home cooking and get a tasty dinner on the table when you need it most. Get 18 free meals plus free shipping when you sign up today.
If history has taught us anything, it's not to root against the underdog.
The British are coming!
It pays to know what's coming.
Check the group chat!
Every great leap began with a bold first step, and there's no shortage of second chances. Against impossible odds, you don't stand down. You swing first. Kalshi, trade on anything. If history has taught us anything, it's not to root against the underdog.
The British are coming!
It pays to know what's coming.
Check the group chat!
Every great leap began with a bold first step, and there's no shortage of second chances. Against impossible odds, you don't stand down. You swing first. Kalshi, trade on anything.
Don't know where to start? Thumbtack knows. Hire the right pro for every project.
Your perfect style is more than a fit. It's a feeling. With in-house stylists at every store, we're here.
Now, your WLKY weather with meteorologist Matt Milosevic.
Ton of sunshine out there. The WLKY News Chopper showing us downtown Louisville. Look at some of those trees. We're really at peak fall color this early November across a good chunk of the WLKY region, especially the metro. Those sunny skies get us up to 63 degrees. So we're 40s right now, but we're jumping into the 60s. It's a cooler day than yesterday, but right about where we should be. So more like early November. We watch out for our Friday. Scattered showers are a good bet, but we'll keep eyes on some afternoon storm chances in our southern communities. That's the main concern with the impact weather on our Friday. Saturday, 67, briefly drier. Let's enjoy the mild there too, because it's going to get colder on Sunday. Let's put Futurecast into motion as we head into this evening and tonight. So remember, quiet, sun-filled skies today, but overnight and into tomorrow morning, we start to thicken cloud cover up across the region. By late morning and into the afternoon, we have that scattering of showers, some of the better rain chances coming into the Louisville area and much of the WLKY region on either side of midday. Here we are at 2 o'clock. You see some rain into Louisville. As we look farther to the south, look at that blow up of some showers and storms in our far southern communities by later in the day. So that's what we'll keep close eyes on, because if any cells get going and a little bit stronger, a brief high wind gust, maybe some small hail, also a possibility. Overall severe weather threat isn't high, but we'll keep close tabs on it for tomorrow. We're 67 and dry on Saturday, but look at that chillier air built in on Sunday. Some scattered light showers and patchy drizzle, and highs of just 46. And with the colder air Sunday night and Monday morning, even a few flurries are possible to kick off next week. We'll start to see warmer temperatures after that 40 Monday. We're 48 Tuesday, and back towards normal with 59 degrees on Wednesday. I want to give you a brief look at that Sunday weather. It's light rain through a good chunk of the day, but as we head into Sunday night and Monday morning, for the first time this season, we start to get into some of those winter colors. What may start out as a little mix of rain and snow by early Monday morning could turn to a few flurries. Still several days to watch this storm system, but first and foremost, we'll be dealing with some rain tomorrow. All right, that's the latest on the skies. Let's send it on over to Mo Rose. She has the latest on your drive if you're headed out after the peak of the rush.
All right, we got rid of a bunch of accidents, but we still have a couple of slowdowns. So first of all, I want to take you down to Bullitt County. This has been the case for a couple of days now. What they're doing is some resurfacing there on 65 North, and it is slow and go before you get to Shepherdsville. This project is supposed to wrap up by 3 o'clock this afternoon, so all lanes will open back up. Until then, maybe use Preston Highway along the 65 corridor as an alternate. Also, we had a stranded motorist on the 2nd Street Bridge going southbound. Traffic was looking a little rough all the way across the bridge, but if you look carefully, the delay is not nearly as bad. It's only about halfway across the bridge instead of all the way into Indiana. So we have the improvements there. 65 northbound, here's a view on the right shoulder in front of the fairgrounds. We had a fender bender here. And then also seeing that slow traffic on 71, an earlier crash by 42 overpass has delays backed up to almost the Gene Snyder, but things are improving. The tow truck just got there, so we should hopefully see this traffic break up. All right, Alex, back over to you.
Well, thank you. We do want to check back in now with our Carrie Gray. She is live at the Louisville airport this morning with more on the deadly UPS plane crash. Carrie.
Yeah, and at this point, Alex, we have seen so many pictures, images, video of the crash, whether it be dash cam video or cell phone video from different angles. And you can just sort of see, even through that, how big this debris field is. But it's actually even larger than we originally thought. The NTSB has confirmed that it is between 1/2 and 3/4 of a mile. We also know that plane hit a couple of businesses, Grade A Auto Parts being one of them. They had catastrophic damage from the crash, and that massive fire caused the company's scrap house to be completely obliterated. And we're told 3 employees believed to have been on site when the plane crashed are still unaccounted for this morning.
What I saw looked like a war zone. What I saw and what I smelled and what I felt was still heat and smoke and oil and burning, and knowing that they told us there were still bodies there that were unidentifiable.
Yeah, Grade A is working with local officials to identify those bodies. And we know a lot of people witnessed this, because you can see in some of those videos, people were running for their lives. A witness from inside of one of the warehouses that got hit, Khalil Love, he works at UPS Logistics Warehouse. That's about 500 feet from the end of the runway, so very close there. He told us he was inside when the wing of the plane clipped his building, and it caused it to shake and lose power. and then he could see that large hole in the roof. He said as he and his coworkers left, they turned around and they were stunned at what they saw.
Me personally, I was just kind of like, this is not happening right now. There's no way that something this substantial just happened. But it did. We lived by a very narrow margin, because if they didn't manage to pull up, I think I wouldn't be standing here right now.
And UPS's CEO sent a message to employees saying she's grateful to the Louisville team for their professionalism and will keep everyone impacted in their hearts. You know, we have seen the people like Khalil. We've talked to them about their stories and how they narrowly escaped. And we know about survivor's guilt and that kind of thing, and how they're probably feeling, just thinking like that could have been me had it been any closer, had the plane just veered this way. So it's so many people have been impacted by this, and we continue to send our thoughts and our prayers toward all the victims' families and for those who are still waiting on word of their loved ones. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Carrie, it's an incredibly scary situation. Well, the Department of Transportation says it's trying to clear up some confusion this morning circulating online about what exactly happened during the UPS plane crash. Our Shaquille Lord continues our team coverage this morning. He is live in studio with more on what is being said.
Yeah, Alex, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says there's a lot of theories circulating about what may have happened. And while there are NTSB crew members on ground right now investigating it, there is no cause yet on what led up to this crash.
We are not in the business of theories. We don't speculate. We are going to wait for the facts to come out, and with those facts.
And Duffy says the FAA also has a team on the ground assisting with the NTSB. He applauded the work they've done so far, while also extending condolences to the families who have lost loved ones in this crash. Now, those remarks come as he was also announcing with the FAA a planned reduction in air traffic starting tomorrow as a way to ease the pressure air traffic controllers are facing amid the government shutdown. Now, Duffy says one thing he is confident in saying: the crash was not related to the shutdown.
This was not an air traffic control issue. It appears that it was a mechanical issue. Everyone's been clear on that.
And we are expected to get a preliminary report about the crash within the next 30 days from the NTSB, but it could be anywhere between 18 months to 2 years before their investigation wraps up, Alex. In the studio this morning, I'm Shaquille Lord. We'll pass it over to you.
Shaq, thank you. Still ahead, relief could be on the way for nearly 600,000 Kentuckians who rely on SNAP benefits. Coming up, when those benefits will be processed. But first, we're checking back in with Matt.
All right, checking out the radars, which are quiet today. That's going to change tomorrow. Rain showers, and even in some of our southern communities, we're going to have a storm threat. I'll talk much more about that impact weather and big temperature changes with some of our coolest numbers of the season coming our way in the 7-day. That's in just a few minutes.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Your perfect style is more than a fit, it's a feeling. With in-house stylists at every store, we're here to give you that styled feeling.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN this Black Friday. Encrypt your online traffic and stay away from online threats. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal now.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Rebag, the way luxury resale should be. A curated selection of investment pieces to treasure today or sell tomorrow. Instantly refresh your collection. Get 10% off your first purchase at Rebag.com with code REBAGTV. Rebag, the way luxury resale should be.
You're watching WLKY News.
All right, let's talk a little weather. It's going to be a beautiful day. Already has been so far this morning. Just a chillier start. A lot of us were in the 30s earlier, 40s now, even pushing 50 degrees in Elizabethtown. It's a quick warming trend here through the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. So your 12-hour forecast highlights that. We go from 46 now to 55 at 11 o'clock. So we're going to be adding 4 to 5 degrees per hour into the early afternoon. It gets us into the 60s for highs at topping out near 63 at 3 o'clock. We'll start to fall. That's happening now with the earlier sunsets, and temperatures will be well into the 50s for any of your evening plans. A few clouds will start streaming in from the west and eventually be increasing as we head into tonight. Ahead of impact weather tomorrow, scattered showers are on the board for our Friday. Main concern with tomorrow is going to be any storm chances that may get going later in the afternoon in our far southern communities, mainly south of the Bluegrass Parkway. We'll also watch a colder push of air that could even send a few flurries into our skies by Sunday night into early Monday morning next week. But back to that storm chance as we get into tomorrow afternoon. I want you to notice it's a level 2 out of 5 on the scale, and it's mainly highlighted in our southern communities. I think it's going to be tough to get any storm activity farther to the north. There's just not going to be enough warmth, enough humidity, but there's a little more to the south. So if you're watching us near Hodgenville over towards Springfield, Lebanon, also Greene, Taylor, and Adair County, yeah, we'll be on the lookout. Any storm cells that get a little bit stronger could contain a brief high wind gust, maybe even some small hail. We'll keep close eyes on it for you. We'll enjoy milder weather, though. It's 67 Friday and a dry day on Saturday. Partly cloudy skies and 67. But by Saturday night into Sunday morning, that front's coming through, and 60s turn into highs only in the 40s with scattered showers and patchy drizzle on that chilly day. And it's even colder Sunday night into Monday morning with lows down near 30. That's chilly enough with the back edge of this storm system. We could have a few flurries Monday morning. Doesn't look like much, but we'll keep close tabs on that one as well. We're cold to start next week. Freezing Tuesday morning with highs near 48. We'll get to 59 on Wednesday. This is not the beginning of winter. All signs point to warmer air on the way beyond the 7-day forecast. So not the beginning of the winter season, but it's a little preview for sure. Alex?
Matt, thank you. Right now, the FAA is proposing cuts to flights at major airports starting Friday, which is tomorrow. And SDF in Louisville is likely on that list. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the cuts are due to a shortage of air traffic controllers who have now been working without pay for at least 36 days during the government shutdown. Louisville's airport is reportedly on this list of 40 high-volume areas facing a possible 10% cut in flights. Meantime, relief could be on the way for nearly 600,000 Kentuckians who rely on SNAP benefits. The Trump administration will distribute contingency funds after 2 federal courts ordered them to continue making those payments. Governor Beshear says the federal government will start processing those benefits today, but he didn't say exactly when that money will be available or how much recipients will get.
Kentucky is ready, willing, and able to work around the clock as quickly as possible once funding is received. It's important to remember SNAP benefits are typically staggered through the month, and therefore payments will be too. But I can assure you our teams will be working day and night to make it happen.
Beshear also authorized the Kentucky National Guard to assist in staffing at partner food banks. Right now, police are investigating a South Louisville shooting that left 1 man dead. Police were called out to the 7800 block of Manslick Road around 7:45 last night. They say they found a man inside a home who had been shot. He was pronounced dead. Police say there are no known suspects, but anyone with information is asked to call the anonymous police tip line. A man is due in court this morning charged with a weekend homicide in the Beachmont neighborhood. LMPD arrested 23-year-old Josiah Ricketts for Saturday night shooting on Kingston Avenue. He's charged with murder, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, and tampering with evidence. Still ahead, we continue to follow that breaking news of the UPS plane crash. A state of emergency issued as rescuers still searching for those missing victims. We do hear from survivors, plus get an update from investigators. Our live team coverage continues next on the news at 9. But first, we're checking in with Mo Rose.
All right, we just have a couple of things still lingering after the morning rush. This is a fender bender from earlier, 65 northbound in front of the fairgrounds. That right shoulder is still blocked. There was also an earlier accident over on 71 southbound right before you get to that 42 overpass that you're looking at on the Trimark cameras. You can't see it on the camera, but they did have a tow truck out there, which was causing delays, but things are looking much better. We're not seeing that huge backup. I'll get you some drive times coming up.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
I'm not one to pretend to do it all, especially picking up after toddlers. Within 48 hours, Thumbtack Pros was able to help me take my house from this to this. And as a parent, I try to remember if I'm happy, my kids are happy. Thanks to Thumbtack, I've been smiling from ear to ear.
I've been learning new skills on Udemy to keep up with AI. But Brian got one of those AI brains instead. I don't think it's working. I was tempted once too. But I'm glad I got Udemy. I've learned real AI skills that help me in my career. I even leveled up in data science. You could say I've expanded my mind. But no, not like that. Udemy, a smarter way to learn.
My luxury collection? It's Rebag. Rebag gives me endless access to quality bags, watches, and jewelry from brands worth investing in. Where savvy shoppers like me can grow their collection or sell when it's time to refresh. Because I like keeping my options open. Access endless luxury. Get 10% off your first purchase at Rebag.com with code REBAGTV.
You threw them a birthday party with actual guests. You cooked their meals from scratch. And yeah, that weekly spa appointment too. We get it. When you love them this much, shouldn't they have the protection that comes with being family? No payout limits, fast claims, and coverage when it counts. Join over 620,000 pet parents who trust.
Now on WLKY, this is breaking news.
You are taking a live look right now of that UPS cargo plane crash site. This is what it looks like right now. This is where we've learned now that at least 12 people were killed. Incredible to see just a couple days later, very charred and burned still. People are walking around out there, likely starting that investigation. UPS World Report operations are back to normal this morning, and now our live team coverage continues. Now we start with Carrie Grace, who is live at the airport. Carrie.
Alex, good morning. It really is just such a tragic scene, and there are so many horrific stories coming out of this crash. They're really just heartbreaking, especially for the families who still have loved ones who are missing. We have learned from LMPD that Family Assistance Center is moving to a private location. So they're going to move that site, keeping that location private for now. But if you are still seeking help or you need to know where your loved one is, that number is on your screen. It's 800-631-0604. Also, state and city leaders got a firsthand look at the devastation left behind. It was a scene Governor Beshear described as violent. He also declared a state of emergency. And Mayor Greenberg.
The skies over Louisville looked apocalyptic last night. People scared all over our community. Debris falling, ash falling, people sheltering in place. My family, one of those families. But what the three of us just went and witnessed at the site, it's like a scene out of a Terminator movie.
Yeah, so there are going to be limited operations at the site at nightfall just because it's really not safe to be out there. They don't expect to find any more survivors either at that site, though the black box has been recovered by NTSB investigators who arrived in Louisville yesterday. Our Sam Carter is live for us with the very latest on that investigation. Sam.
Yeah, as soon as those NTSB investigators, a GO team as they're called, hit the ground, they started that investigation. As you pointed out, Carrie, one of the key discoveries yesterday, maybe the most key, was the recovery of that black box. Well, just into our newsroom is this picture issued by NTSB of that black box. It is currently in Washington, D.C. Now, that is where they are going to pull the data from that box. It's a complicated process of building and rebuilding and in some cases having to fix it. But that will hopefully provide a number of answers. Now, that's not the only resource at the disposal of NTSB. Again, they've been combing that three-quarter of mile area for that physical evidence, that debris from the crashed cargo plane. They're also going through maintenance records and videos to try and reconstruct what happened so they can figure out how this won't happen in the future. According to the lead of this investigation, that's exactly what they hope this investigation will result in.
We have a mantra that used to be in front of our training facility, and it's from tragedy we draw knowledge to improve the safety for all. And so for every tragedy we've had, we draw more knowledge and we try to learn from that. And we hope that we don't repeat the same mistakes. So in this case, I'm sure we're going to learn some new things. We're going to make some recommendations and some findings. What they are yet, we do not know. But I would say a freighter that's fully loaded, that's going to Honolulu, is going to have a large amount of fuel. And that obviously was part of the post-accident response.
Yeah, that investigation will continue today. According to NTSB, they're on-the-ground investigations. What they're doing here in Louisville, those typically take around 7 to 10 days. And for a final report to come out, that can be a year or possibly even 2. Sam Carter, WLKY News.
Yes, Sam, there's a lot of debris to comb through. These are highly skilled, highly trained investigators, but still going to take a while to get a final report on that. Right now, we want to go ahead and check in with our Blakely McHugh, who's live inside the airport this morning. Blakely, you were there yesterday where things were attempting to get back to normal, but a much different scene this morning, right?
Yeah, Carrie, today it is much busier. There are much more people than there were yesterday. Earlier this morning for those early morning flights, we saw this American Airlines line full of people. Right now it's empty just because it's not that peak time for flights, right? But if you scoot over, you see more people checking in this morning. The security line as well, much longer than what we were seeing yesterday. I'll tell you, around the 6 o'clock time frame this morning, the line was out through the entrance of the security line. That was not the case yesterday morning. Of course, we know most of the flights were either canceled or significantly delayed. So it was very quiet here at the airport. I have to tell you, I didn't realize how quiet it was yesterday until coming back in today and just seeing how much more noise there is with more people, more flights taking off. There is so much more going on here. Another big difference today compared to yesterday is that almost all of the flights so far since we've been here this morning have been on time. We've maybe seen 1 or 2 delayed, and that's because they've gotten another runway open. So 2 out of the 3 runways are open here at the Louisville airport. Yesterday morning, there was only 1 runway. And I know a lot of people that we spoke to yesterday were concerned and had questions about what they would be coming to when they got to the airport, if their flights would be on time, and really what was going to happen there.
There's obviously always just some hesitation, a little bit of nervousness just around a situation like that happening. Obviously, it's really tragic and really sad for a lot of people around.
Now, there were 21 flights that were canceled Tuesday night. 16 flights were canceled on Wednesday. Today, so far, looking pretty good. We haven't heard of any other cancellations or significant delays in connection to that plane crash that happened on Tuesday. Now, SDF is still encouraging anybody who is departing out of the airport here to make sure you're checking your status, as you should always be doing, right, if you're catching a flight. Also, if you're picking anybody up, make sure you're checking the status of their arrival. And what we have been seeing today, speaking speaking of trying to get back to some normalcy, is UPS Worldport operating once again. We've been seeing UPS flights heading out this morning. We do know that they shut down for a little while because of that plane crash. Carrie.
Yeah, Blakely, here outside, we've seen so many planes take off this morning, much different than it was yesterday. Blakely, thank you. We've also confirmed that 12 people are dead in this deadly crash, and there is a child involved as well. There are others who've been impacted. So Teamsters Local 89, which represents transportation and warehouse workers, they're having a vigil tonight that is at 5 o'clock at their Union Hall on Taylor Boulevard. They're also asking the community to come out. Everyone is encouraged to attend to show support for those victims. Right now, we want to give you a live look at the crash site from WLKY News Chopper. You can just look at that debris field that spans about a half mile. NTSB investigators are on the ground and they are combing through that debris. Should be here for about a week, collecting as much evidence as they possibly can. The black box already recovered from the plane and sent to D.C. To be analyzed so they can find out exactly what happened in this deadly plane crash. And you know, Alex, again, there are people still waiting to find out about their loved ones. We know more than a dozen people are still unaccounted for, so our hearts go out to them as well.
Carrie, you're right. Our hearts do go out to them. I will say, seeing the investigators on the ground, I know that they're working hard to really get this investigation going so people have answers as to what went wrong, what happened. And we know that they need some weather that plays ball to do that. And we do have impact weather coming in, so I'm not sure how that's going to impact the investigation.
Yeah, I think the worst of the weather tomorrow will be south of us in terms of storm chances, but we're going to have some showers in our Friday skies, so we're going to need to be ready for that. Today's a pretty easy weather day. Tons of sunshine out there. A cool 46 to get your mid-morning started, but by midday, we're going to be pushing close to 60 and highs near 63 into the afternoon. That's actually one above normal for the time of year, and we start quickly falling back into the 50s and grabbing the extra layer as we head into the evening. As we move through the next 7 days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday are mild. We are going to have some rain chances Friday before a big dip in temperatures. It's going to be cold by Monday as highs only around 40 degrees. That's over 20 degrees below normal for the time of year. And with these temperature changes, we will have opportunities for rain and again, a few storms south on Friday and some showers on Sunday. But instead of saying chances of rain, I say chance of precipitation because some of that could fall in the form of some flurries in that chillier air by Sunday night into Monday morning. I'll have much more on that outlook ahead. It's coming up in the next look of weather in your 7-day. But first, at 9:39, let's check back in with the traffic center and Mo Rose. She has the latest if you're heading out.
Yeah, a couple of problems still out there. It's mainly construction related. So we'll start in Bullitt County, where last couple of days, this has just been a real headache for folks on 65 North trying to drive through Bullitt County. After Shepherdsville, everything opens up. But at one point, you're moving about 20 miles per hour. This is going to clear up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. They're going to open up all the lanes, so it'll be smooth sailing for that ride home. Now, Kennedy Bridge, that is open right now. You can see traffic moving well in the 3 open lanes going over from Indiana. But tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, they're going to close the bridge entirely until Saturday at 10 a.m. So big heads up there. But right now, go ahead and use it. No problems. And one more thing I want to let you know about, weekend ramp closures. 65 North, the ramp to Waterson East will close tomorrow night at 7. And Preston Highway ramp to Waterson East also going to be shutting down through Sunday at 3 p.m. Some more headaches for you, unfortunately. Detours will be posted and we'll remind you tomorrow as well. Alex, back to you.
Mo, thank you. Still ahead. Lucky to be alive. A building just feet from where the runway, where the UPS plane crashed. A worker inside shows us just how close it came.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-30, which triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Hydration is essential, and Advocare Rehydrate makes it delicious. With 8 refreshing flavors like berry lemon ice and pomegranate tangerine, there's a bold flavor for your everyday. Salty electrolyte drinks are out, and Rehydrate is in. With a 1-to-1 sodium to potassium ratio, that means it's a hydration drink mix you'll actually enjoy drinking. Use code THIRSTY to get a free sample pack with your first order of Rehydrate, and try all the best flavors to find your favorite.
You threw them a birthday party with actual guests. You cooked their meals from scratch. And yeah, that weekly spa appointment too. We get it. When you love them this much, shouldn't they have the protection that comes with being family? No payout limits, fast claims, and coverage when it counts. Join over 620,000 pet parents who trust Healthy Paws for their pet insurance. Get your quote today at healthypaws.com.
Square makes running my business easy. Flowercraft has been around since 1974, and it's a strong part of this community. We had a legacy POS. I was having constant problems. I decided I gotta make a change. Square helps with a holistic approach to doing retail. I feel like we're working together to achieve the same goals. Get Square.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN this Black Friday. Encrypt your online traffic and stay away from online threats. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal now.
It's illegal to modify the suspension on a vehicle.
You're watching WLKY News.
And I want to start out with a look at your 7-day forecast because we got a ton of changes coming our way. 63 and sunshine today, no problems. But tomorrow, a good chance of a scattered shower, maybe even a few storms to the south. So that's an impact weather day. Highs near 67. We'll keep the mild air at 67 Saturday, but dry out for the first part of the weekend, but only briefly. By Saturday night into Sunday, some scattered showers, patchy drizzle, and sharply chillier weather. 46 on Sunday, just 40 Monday after lows near 30. And it could be chilly enough on the back edge of this system. If we can linger some moisture around, we could get a few flurries out of that before drying out Tuesday into Wednesday. Now today, if you're headed out again, a little on the cool side right now in the middle 40s, but we rebound into those 60s and we'll start to pick up a few high thin clouds into the evening as we fall back into the 50s. Futurecast highlights that into the evening. Notice it just starts out as a few passing clouds and then those clouds start to thicken up toward tomorrow morning. And that will lead us to some of those scattered showers as we move late morning and early afternoon. That'll be some of the best chances in and around the Louisville area. But notice as this system heads south, we start to get a few of those thunderstorm cells developing. So we'll pay close attention to those because a slight chance that a few of those could be on the stronger side. Now, I've jumped ahead to Sunday. I want to show you that during the day, we still have some patchy light rain and drizzle, but as that real shot of colder air moves in for Sunday night, we start to see some of the wintry colors, perhaps a rain-snow mix, and eventually a few flurries. Now, I'll tell you this, there's other data out there that shows this stays well off to our north and east. So I still think just a couple of flurries across the area, but we'll watch it all closely for you as that colder air builds in. In fact, we've got 3 days in a row with only highs in the 40s before some of the nicer weather comes back our way. By the middle of next week, we'll be at 59 degrees. And again, the long-term trend beyond the 7-day is for warmer than normal temperatures across the region. All right, that's the latest on the skies. Alex, we'll send it back to you.
Matt, thank you. As that UPS plane plowed through businesses on Tuesday, it exploded right in front of Kentucky Truck Parts and Services right off of Grade Lane. Our Shaquille Lord is in studio this morning and has more on the workers who barely escaped. Shaq, so scary.
Yeah, the video is chilling, Alex, but it shows the moment, as you just mentioned, after the crash and those workers running to save their lives. Video surveillance footage from Kentucky Truck Parts and Services near the airport shows the moment the UPS cargo plane plowed through that business. You see all of the flames and that black smoke instantly fill the air as the plane crashes. Workers also captured the moment. They walked out of the businesses, actually started running once they saw the chaos just moments after the crash.
The next thing we know, we just walk out of a shop, it's like maybe 10 feet, and flames were so bad. Heat was, you can feel the heat from far away, and we make a decision, run for our lives.
And we're told all workers there at that business are okay, but they still haven't been able to get to their operations on Grade Lane, which at last check is still closed off this morning. In the studio this morning, I'm Shaquille Lord. Alex will send it over to you.
Yeah, Shaq, and this morning, some businesses near the crash site are being told not to drink their tap water. Louisville Water says about 50 customers are under a consumer advisory notice. This entire area you see right here also still without power. Those impacted are along Grade Lane from Walters Lane up to the railroad tracks by Crittenden Drive, and also Knopp and Melton Avenue between Grade and Walters Lane. Louisville Water says it's continuing to test the water mains in that impacted area. And in neighborhoods surrounding the airport, it wasn't just smoke that filled the air. Several residents reporting finding debris in their yard, including charred papers that may have come from the plane. The documents showed financial paperwork with some listing Hawaii, which was the destination of the plane.
I mean, it's scary. Like, before we had any information, we didn't know what had happened. We didn't know what was in the smoke. When you see black smoke like that, it's just not a good sign.
And if you do find debris, you are asked to call officials and not touch it. And with that debris comes concerns about exposure to the fumes and soot that followed this deadly crash. Long-term lingering health effects are possible. If at any point you could smell the wreckage, you likely have been exposed to any number of contaminants related to burned jet fuel and other substances that you should not be breathing. If you're feeling anything like headaches, dizziness, or have cardiovascular conditions that seem to be getting worse, you are being told to see a doctor.
Some of these effects and cleanups and contaminants can linger. So we need to not forget about this in the long run and be vigilant for as much as we can to make sure that there are no lingering concerns. So that's a critical point, because right now everybody's worried about the exposures, and this is in the topic in the news, but there is cause for looking at for the long term. Yeah.
And the doctor says in more vulnerable populations, these burn emissions could even lead to heart attacks or affect pregnancies. But he says long-term study is important, even for relatively brief exposures like many people have had. 6:49, we're checking in with Matt.
All right, checking out a quick look at your 3-day forecast. Sunny weather today at 63, 67 Friday and Saturday, so the numbers stay mild. But tomorrow brings in scattered showers, even a few storms rumbling in our southern communities. That's a possibility. As we get toward the end of the weekend and next week, I'm talking numbers some 20 to 25 degrees chillier for highs, sub-freezing lows, and maybe even a few flakes. It's going to be a preview of some winter. I'll have more on that forecast coming up.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN this Black Friday. Encrypt your online traffic and stay away from online threats. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal now.
Welcome
to the galaxy's favorite spot to put money down on planet Earth. It used to just be sports. Now, the whole darn rock is fair game. This guy just struck gold on a celebrity gender reveal. Those gravity hogs just lost it all on the wrong dancer. And Kyle, all in on global warming. But that's Earth. And with Kalshi, you can trade on all of it.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Half protection is not enough. Using just an antivirus online is also not enough. Get better online protection with NordVPN this Black Friday. Encrypt your online traffic.
You're watching WLKY News.
Welcome back. What you're seeing right now is new dash cam video from that deadly UPS plane crash. It is wild. You can see the plane come into the frame from the left, low to the ground before smashing into that building and bursting into flames. The black smoke, people running for their lives. Absolutely terrifying. We do want to check back in one more time with Carrie Grace. Carrie, of course, everyone wants to know what happened with this. How did this happen? And we are working to figure out the latest.
Of course they do, Alex. Everybody wants to know what happens anytime a plane goes down. And here in Louisville, UPS being such a big part of our community, that plane going down just as it was taking off. We know 12 people have died in that crash, including a child at this point. The NTSB arrived in Louisville yesterday, and they were able to quickly recover that black box, which has some very important data on it. They've already sent it off to D.C. to be analyzed. We know that they're going to continue to comb through all of that debris. There is a lot to get through. They'll be on the ground for a while, at least a week, gathering evidence and debris. It usually takes 7 to 10 days. Now, the next stage of the investigation will be to look at maintenance records of the plane, that plane in MD-11. They'll also go through a lot of videos of the crash, videos that many people have already seen. That's personal video, dash cam video, and business video, surveillance video. Meantime, UPS says Worldport is getting back to normal operations, which we have seen lots of UPS planes taking off this morning. Louisville Airport back to normal this morning with very few delays and cancellations. We know 2 of the 3 runways are operational, and just passengers are getting back to normal as well as they go into the terminals, going through security this morning. We've definitely just seen a different sentiment this morning from the people who are flying out of the Louisville Airport. But again, 12 people now confirmed dead in that UPS plane crash, with several more still unaccounted for. We'll send it over to you, Matt.
All right, Carrie, I know Yul and our news team will continue to keep us all updated on the latest there from that UPS crash and at Muhammad Ali International in the coming days ahead. We're talking about impact weather coming our way tomorrow. Today's a sunny day. You saw that behind Carrie, but tomorrow brings scattered showers, even a few storms to our south, so we watch that closely. The overall strong weather threat is low, but a couple of those storms later in the day, mainly south of the Bluegrass Parkway, could have a brief high wind gust or some small hail. We'll watch that closely. Plus, much colder weather and even a few flurry chances by Sunday night into Monday morning. It's a little preview of winter coming our way. Next 3 days are mild, but we watch those shower chances there on your Friday, especially as we get towards the late morning, midday. I think we'll start to pick up some showers, and then we'll watch those storm chances to the south into the afternoon. Saturday is the pick of the weekend. We keep it mild, we keep it dry, but the real push of colder air with this system comes our way Saturday night into Sunday. It'll start out as some scattered showers and patchy drizzle in the 40s, and then if we can linger that moisture behind enough into the colder air, that could give us that flurry chance, mainly late Sunday night into Monday morning. And look at those highs, just 40 degrees. It won't last long. We get another chilly day on Tuesday at 48, but we're right back into the milder 50s, close to 60 degrees by your Wednesday. I want to take a look, though, because it is our first flakes of the season, at least the chances, as we move into our Sunday. Now, Futurecast is model data, model representation of the atmosphere. And this particular one starts us out as rain showers for our Sunday, and then as that colder air starts to build in Sunday night into Monday morning, we begin to get those winter colors, a mix of rain and snow going over to some flurries as we move into Monday morning. This version of Futurecast is optimistic on snow. I want to show you another forecast model for the exact same time frame, but it's going to keep us just in the clouds and mainly dry, with any snow chances much farther off towards the north and east. So there's still several days to watch this system. One guarantee, we're going to be on the cold side for those 3 days. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday look very, very chilly. And again, we may get a flurry out of it, but I don't see major impacts from that coming in our direction. I've been talking to a lot of people, though, out there about this cool down. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want snow. Some of you do, but I think most are like, that's too early for this. The good news is it's just a little preview of that shot of colder air. We're going to be talking about a long-term outlook in the 8 to 14 day time frame. So this is going to start to get us a little closer to the vicinity of like Thanksgiving and those type of dates coming along our way. And we're talking about an overall warmer than normal trend. Remember, our normal highs this time of year, they tick down about a degree every 2 or 3 days. So by the time we get in that 1 to 2 week time frame, our highs will be more so in the upper 50s, but we should still be outpacing that normal. So quick question, you want the snow or no?
I love a little drama. Come on, bring a little flake here and there, you know?
I'm good without it for now.
I'm a no for now, too. Yeah, I'm on team no.
All right, Matt, thank you. We'll keep an eye on that. Stick around. We're expecting to hear from officials on that UPS plane crash in just a couple of minutes.